is a new product that we just launched. And before I do, just so you know what a lightning talk is. The purpose of a lightning talk is not to pitch your product. The purpose of a lightning talk is to learn something new about maybe your product, but not to say, buy my product. So what I'm going to try to do is tell you about my product without exactly pitching you to use it. It's easier said than done. So what we've built is a, let's see, my company. What we built is the first spot market for cloud computing. It's essentially a mechanism to sell excess or unused computing capacity like a commodity. Similar to the energy market in the commodities world, what we've done is said, if you have excess or unused capacity, there's no way to sell it. There's no way to discover it. So our customers were looking for a way to say, we aren't selling as much capacity as we'd like, and there needs to be a way to sort of get rid of it. So we created this platform to do that. So to illustrate the opportunity, what I want to point to is a number. The number of the cloud computing marketplace. And according to IDC, the market this year for cloud computing is $22 billion American. $22 billion. And what's more interesting is the fact that they're estimating that the market for cloud computing will grow to $55 billion by 2015. Very big number. But what's more interesting is the fact that the growth within cloud computing is actually within the smaller sectors, the niche areas of cloud. And one in particular, one that I focus on, is infrastructure as a service. If you're familiar with things like Amazon EC2, for example, which they're estimating to be between $5 to $6 billion this year, but by 2014, they're estimating, or 2015, they're estimating that it'll be $20 billion, which is 4 times growth, much faster than the overall growth for the cloud computing market as a whole. So the opportunity is to leverage those niche areas in the growth areas. So my basic premise is this. Without a scalable infrastructure, you can't have a scalable platform of any sort, whether it's cloud, SaaS, anything. So the infrastructure as a service is that underlying building block that allows you to build a scalable application of any sort. So, according to Gartner, they say that service brokers or cloud brokers will be one of the largest opportunities within cloud computing, saying that 20% of cloud resources will be bought and sold through a brokerage. The problem is, most brokerages today aren't actually brokerages. They're actually multi-cloud management tools. So what I decided to do, and what we decided to do as a company, is create an actual brokerage, a place where you can actually buy from a variety of different providers in one central place in a process that looks and acts more like a stock exchange or a traditional marketplace. So just a quick overview of the different stages according to Forrester. The first evolution of sort of the economics of cloud was this idea of multi-cloud management tools. The second was sort of taking an application and deploying it across multiple clouds. Now the third evolution of cloud computing is the ability to sort of buy and sell capacity in the form of, again, a bid or a spot market, which is an economic driver. The ability is to treat computing resources like you would any traditional commodity. So one of the things that we've done is focus this in a way that's similar to the energy commodities market. Again, you can buy and sell the capacity if and when and as you need it. So what's powering this transformation is information. So when I say information, what I'm talking about is the transformation of data, meaningless, useless, but lots of it, data into what is useful, information. And the amount of information that is being created is growing at a staggering rate. This information requires capacity. The capacity is what fuels the transformation of that raw data into usable, valuable information. So that in a nutshell is one of the main drivers of cloud computing, is that capacity and the ever-expanding need for capacity. This presentation usually is 20 minutes long. I'm trying to give it 5. 1 minute. 1 minute left. Okay. So cloud providers have to have higher utilization rates to be successful. The more they're used, the more money they make. An underutilized infrastructure is an infrastructure that makes no money. So The problem for buyers, they want to use regional capacity in places like Torino and places like Korea and Japan and others, but there's no easy way to discover that those providers exist, and more importantly, there's no way to actually gain access to those providers. It's hard, there's language barriers, there's other various barriers in place. It's a very difficult process. So we created a market to do that. So basically it brings together the buyer and the seller. It provides a central point where you can upload a virtual machine and have it delivered to a whole worldwide group of cloud providers through one place. Think of it kind of like Google AdWords and AdSense, except for cloud computing capacity. Think of it in the travel industry like a Hotwire or Priceline.com. It's a way to fill seats. It's a way to put people in an otherwise unused hotel room. That's what we're doing. That's in a nutshell what we're doing. It's a cloud computing clearinghouse. And I gave that in 5 minutes, I think. How are we doing? I'm done. Thank you very much.